My therapist, Canadian Brianna Wu can't hurt you. Canadian Brianna Wu.
It's all wrapped up in that kind of parents' rights movement that's starting to bubble up again, where they think that, you know, they own their children over the government.
Which they don't.
A trans woman might assault a young girl in a toilet. But if you don't let that trans woman into that toilet, you're hurting their feelings.
The thing is, somebody made a very good point the other day that actually every bathroom in everyone's house is transgender.
I actually do let every Tom, Dick, and Harry use my bathroom. It's giving back to the community. Well, listen, you're a bigger person than I.
Sorry, that's just anti-trans.
Let's move on. I've actually been wanting to look at this person for a short while. I believe their name is Morgane Oger, or Oger. I believe they're some kind of trans activist. And obviously this is like a tiny channel. They're not really known as a YouTuber, I'm guessing. More of a campaigner. I'm sure they've done like speeches. I want to see what this vote for Morgane Oger is, and then we'll watch the video that I wanted to watch. She's friends with Yaniv. Gross. Let's see. Vote for Morgane Oger. Choose progress on October 15th. So here we go. AGP political campaign.
I call myself a lot of things. Sometimes I'm a mom, a community organizer,
How can you be a mom when you're male?
a tech leader, or just transgender. But I found that no matter what the context is, I'm always looking for a better way to do things.
I like this sort of slight creepy smile. There's always a better way to do things.
No matter how hard it may seem, I fiercely and successfully advocate for making these better ways a reality. Every single person deserves to live in safety.
Red Armistice in a wig. I'm not familiar. I guess I'll find out. Yeah, I think I'm seeing it. Oh, is it Fred Armisen? Yeah, I think I'm seeing it.
And dignity. I want to provide unhoused Vancouverites with temporary structured encampments with basic services augmented by integrated supports. They can utilize these encampments while they wait for emergency modular housing to be built by the province. This is the approach recommended by our local nonprofit groups. Our city has the highest cost of living in Canada. Meanwhile, our wages remain low and random violence alarmingly high. Families are leaving Vancouver and too many local
Fred is in drag in Portlandia. Just look up Cacao. He's made more of an effort though. Hang on.
City has the highest cost of living.
Yeah, we'd need this person to put more makeup on to make it work. I love this monotone trans joy. I hope you're good. Literally sounds like Fred.
Living in Canada. Meanwhile, our wages remain low and random violence alarmingly high. Families are leaving Vancouver and too many local schools are seeing unsustainably low
Canada is aft. Listen, bear in mind this was 2 years ago. I'm guessing this person didn't get elected as anything.
enrollment. Progress Vancouver will change bylaws to allow constructions of multi-family pre-configured housing in Vancouver will start around schools, parks, and transit nodes. Vancouver faces real challenges. That's why I'm with Mark Marison and Progress Vancouver, because I know we can work together for a thriving Vancouver that works for everyone. Vote October.
Just the stare is like, oh, it's just something very unnerving.
Challenges. That's why I'm with Mark Marison and Progress Vancouver, because I know we can.
Can you imagine being the cameraman and this person coming at you? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Work together for a thriving Vancouver that works.
Now, you're probably right. Canada seems a bit fucked, but hey, I don't live there, so I don't know. It's neither here nor there for me.
Works for everyone. Vote October 15th for Progress.
For Progress. Well, there we go. I wanted to watch this, though. Not every belief qualifies as free expression. Publishing prohibited discrimination, for example. Chat with Steph, whoever that is. I'm guessing that's this person here. Actually witnessed a group of anti-LGBT protesters violate a court order. Oh no. Let's see.
Hey folks, I'm Morgane Oger.
Folks.
Who am I here with?
I'm Steph.
Oh my god, that's so rough. Your last name is Oger too. I guess you're related, unless they copied you and their surname is something else. Morgane got a grape shelter defunded for not housing blokes. Transgender activist who got Canada's oldest rape shelter defunded for refusing to house transgender women. Ouch. Rape shelters, I think, should be single sex. Like, the risk of, like, re-traumatizing someone is just far too much.
Steph, okay, and what are we here talking about today?
We're here to talk about the North Vancouver Mountain Valley Overpass Rally.
Right, which, like, tell me more about this, because you reached out to me a little bit a little while ago about that, and it's been going on for a while, right?
Yeah, so it started on March 23rd, 2023. There was a sign or a banner promoting the organization SOGI International Task Force, which is an anti-SOGI 123, anti-trans organization. Really, really horrible. They actually promote the idea that SOGI 123 is a WEF and United Nations conspiracy to depopulate the planet.
What is SOGI? Oh, sexual orientation and gender identity. We have to have a million different fucking terms for this shit, I guess.
The globalists.
Yeah, the globalists are the
Let's
Jews.
just hold Jewish conspiracy things, yes, you know.
Wait, do they even say it's the Jews? I don't know.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, right?
Yeah.
I gotta talk to George. George, you know, he doesn't pay me enough.
Oh, I hear you get $300 an hour.
Yeah, if only. So they've been doing this for a while, right? And
Yeah, they've been at it for a few months, or a couple of months. This rally actually started last summer, but the banner didn't actually make an appearance until, like, I think it was January 13th or January 14th in Abbotsford at the regular McCallum Overpass rally there.
Right, and this is on provincial
Yes.
property, right? And they're basically like an anti-Trump, pro-Trump, presumed. I should say that. Anti-Trudeau rally, and it's all about vaccination. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of everything going on. Is that right? Is that right, basically?
Yeah, like everything is kind of under the umbrella of like fighting the globalists and fighting, you know, the WEF and the UN. So it's this kind of like milkshake of
They love their acronyms, yeah. I can't keep up.
causes that have been blended together and sprayed all over.
Oger did get elected. Ouch. Announces pro-Palestine blockades at Pride. Wait, pro-Palestine protest leading genocidal chants. That doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Rogaine Oger. Holy fucking shit. Are they sitting in a construction yard next to a motorway? I guess they were on like a busy like street or some shit. Pulling out organizer Vancouver Pride parades rely on the hijacking of the event by pro-Palestine protesters. This is bizarre. I thought like all the Pride types were like down with like the Palestine stuff. Like when I saw like footage of some of the trans protests about the UK finally understanding what a woman is. Like, it looked more like a Palestine protest because they all bring the Palestine flags even when it's not about that. I don't know, you're playing with fire here. Protest support fear and hate. I mean, listen, I guess it's original. Oh yeah, no, it's not you, Jar of Sapphics, don't worry, you're cool. You're cool. You thought given Oger his anti-grape shelters, you might have sympathized with Hamas on 7/7. I don't know, listen. I don't think that being pro-Palestine is like pro-Hamas necessarily. Fear and hate. I'm just baffled. I've never heard someone like refer to like the pro-Palestine stuff as that. Genocidal chants. Like, what's genocidal? Is this person like pro-Israel? I mean, I guess it's a yeah, infighting. There we go. Diminish queer resistance. Tell me you're my friends, blah, blah, blah. I see the pain. I feel the pain you feel seeing people die in war as a direct consequence of an unforgivable massacre. Palestinians allowed to happen in their name. Are we getting a bit Brianna Wu here? We're a progressive trans person who's like pro-Israel. Hamas kills and tortures more trans people than all the words TERFs combined. I don't know, man. I don't know how true that is, but What is your end game? Blah, blah, blah. Why did you undermine queer equality? Yeah, genocidal chants. We don't get a example. But yeah, it's a bizarre thing to say to like the Palestine people because they're the ones saying there's a genocide going on. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not off the fence about that, but it's certainly arguable compared to like the trans genocide. It's pretty fucking arguable. It was genocidal because the chants were so insufferable. It made me listen. Apparently, that's how the trans genocide is going down. It's the government making trans people kill themselves, which is retarded. But hey. The whole idea of there being a trans genocide is retarded in and of itself. War has killed many thousands of civilians. I mean, has it not? Where's against Israeli apartheid? Stop pinkwashing, gaslighting, obfuscation, and exclusionary practices masters democracy against queer Palestinians. Listen, all these people, it's kind of funny watching them fight. I have like sympathies with like the Palestinian people and stuff, but some of these Western Palestine protesters are fucking nuts. But I don't know. I think what happened on October 7th was fucked. I think, you know, the continued bombing, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how long I can continue to say that stuff's cool when it's like civilians getting in the way of it, but hey. Targeted pride. Well, yeah, these people want you to talk about Palestine all the time. That's kind of how it goes. Listen, all of you people need to infight as much as possible. It's hilarious. It's funny. I'm glad.
An overpass?
It's the twitchy again it people. Right.
Yeah, so there's like vaccine conspiracies around the new Bill 36, which is passed. Monkeypox.
C11. You must have been talking about C11, other things.
This is actually boring as fuck.
Okay, and then you brought this to my attention.
Yep.
Right? What was the why? Why did you come up to me about it?
I mean, it's a horrible banner, and it's really harmful, and it's advertising a site that is just profound.
Oh, so you wanna criminalize someone holding up a banner, but holding up a banner saying "Die cis scum" is fine, I guess. Holding up banners about killing TERFs. None of that's a problem, I guess. I mean, I don't know about this morgane oger person personally, but people hold shit up. The only good TERF is a dead TERF. None of them seem to have a problem with that kind of shit. You're a transphobe, why not try a lobotomy? It's also violent, isn't it? It's like gross to me. Trans women are women, trans women are men. If you don't like that, go shit somewhere else. On the head of another TERF. Wow. I will make you listen. Sure, bro. Problem is I do listen. That's why I don't support this trans rights shit. Because I do listen. And also, no one's losing their rights. You might have lost a few privileges. Trans people still have all their rights. If you are legally a man and not legally a woman, you don't suddenly lose all your rights, because men, in fact, do still have human rights, believe it or not. Large lady is so annoying. Yeah, they just seem very smug about, oh, some people believe something that I think is silly. Well, that's exactly what the other side are doing too, so I don't know, bro.
Only anti-trans. Like,
yes.
They say it's about SOGI 123, but in the next breath, they say that they don't want their children to even have to acknowledge that queer and trans people exist.
Like, what? What are they actually saying? Are they saying they don't want it taught in schools? I don't want it taught in schools either. Should I therefore have my speech restricted? Like, come on, bro.
And it's all wrapped up in that kind of parents' rights movement that's starting to bubble up again, where they think that, you know, they own their children over the government.
Which they don't, as a matter of...
What?
To bubble up again, where they think that, you know, they own their children over the government.
Like, isn't this a bit fucked? The government ultimately has, like, ownership over your kids, not you. I don't know, man. That kind of rhetoric is how you, like, radicalize people against you.
Which they don't, as a matter of...
Like, this person seems very happy about that. Oh, yeah, we can trans your kids if we want. Like, no. How do you not hear yourselves?
In fact, they're accountable to their children?
Yeah, it's bringing up a lot of, like, their children over the government.
Which they don't, as a matter of fact, they're accountable to their children?
Yeah, it's bringing up a lot of, like, kind of, like, anti-woke
anger
stuff.
Oh, no, not anti-woke stuff.
Around, like, what they think.
Yeah, anti-woke doesn't qualify as free expression, I guess. You can only express yourself freely if you agree with these people.
Critical race theory is a massive problem in Canada.
Well, you know, you can make anybody think anything if you only give them specifically selected information to scare them, right? We see this
Yeah, you could make people think that it's acceptable to transition children, you know what I mean?
a lot. I'm going to scare you with one or two facts surrounded by a whole bunch of lies, and then
SOGI is so poisonous here. Government does not own your children. Like, this seems like cooked. These people are like actually sinister. Like they're acting like this is like good and like actually quite creepy.
selected information to scare them, right? We see this a lot. I'm going to scare you with one or two facts surrounded by a whole bunch of lies, and then they get all scared.
I can see like the facial hair and stuff. Like, who are you kidding exactly? Like, would you leave your kid alone with this person? Like, no offense, I don't think I would.
Yeah. So you brought this to me, and you kind of like wanted. You had some questions, right? And we looked into what.
Hi from Vancouver. Hi, Madge. I'm watching Morgane Oger. Apparently this person is in your area. Information to scare them. It's I don't know. This is one of those like, are we the baddies moments.
Our options were, right, and we decided that it was some options. Like the sign was a violation of human rights law. We think. I think I brought that to the attention of our province. You know, that the Ministry of Highways is accountable for hate propaganda on its land because of Section 7 of the BC Human Rights Code. Probably hate speech goes into there, but we knew that was a long shot. It's really hard to get a hate speech thing to stick.
Yeah, these people are like very, very anti-free speech. Like everything about this person is like creeping me out.
So, and then what did I do? I went in and put out some tweets on social media. You started to track it on social media, right?
Yeah, I've been tracking it kind of since it came up. Not necessarily publicly, because I mean I have concerns about blasting transphobia all over the internet.
That's always the downside of addressing transphobia, is having to show it, right?
Yeah, what do you think about trans people that threaten TERFs with violence all the time? Is that okay, or?
People are being awful. Oh yeah, prove it. And it's like, well, here we go. I'm going to rest my arm a little here.
Do you want me to hold it for a bit?
You want to hold it for a bit? You hold it for a bit.
Oh my god.
Your thumb is there. You have to go like that. There you go.
Ooh, don't go on that side. That's
Rest my arm a little here.
Do you want me to
Look at, oh, ouch. Ouch.
hold it for a bit?
You want to hold it for a bit? You hold it for a bit.
Oh my god.
Your thumb is there. You have to go like that. There you go.
Where is your...
There you go. Right
there. We go.
It's right there.
Really swinging it around the wrong way there. Looks like coaching is happening with a larger lady. Yeah, maybe, Jesus. Hi, Emma Howells. Hope you're good.
How does that work? Let me help this one.
Okay.
How does this work?
Ooh. Hang on, sorry. I keep getting these like... Ouch, how far back that goes. Like, Jesus. I feel kind of bad for you, but like, you seem creepy, so I don't know if I do anymore.
How does that work? Let me help this one.
Okay.
How does this work? Okay, we're continuing here. Oh, I'm not in there. Oh, I'm in it. Okay, like this. So then we got, what happened? So I put out some tweets explaining our
He's like so close to it now. This is so uncomfortable. Ugh.
analysis. You had background tweets. We got some people involved and tried to find out what was going on.
I mean, I think this person is already decently brainwashed.
Because when you're like complaining to government about things, you want to make sure that you're stating facts, right? That's really important. And then we brought it to the attention of a couple of ministers. And then what happened?
Well, on April 27th, the Ministry of Transportation issued a notice stating that...
Okay. My arm is rested.
Perfect. Yeah, so on April 27th, the Ministry of Transportation posted a notice on the Overpass that that no one can congregate there or hang signs on the railings. And obviously that was ignored by the group. It was actually quite a large rally. At that point, it was the largest rally of the history.
Okay, so I guess it's this, right? Gender ideology equals child sex grooming. Jesus, I mean... Could you say something about TERFs with this and that's okay? Like, I don't know, this looks like a protest to me. Me personally, I think... I don't really see a problem with this, I'm sorry. I think if you're gonna allow people to hold placards saying kill TERFs and shit like that, or protect trans children when you're the ones like literally fucking wanting to transition them. When that sterilizes people, you know, let me just hide this. You see this? Child sex grooming. I don't know. In like 99% of cases, I'm down with like free speech. I'm sorry. You don't like it, complain, but like, fucking hell.
Of that overpass. And that garnered a lot of...
Like, this is such a massive length to go to because some people are holding signs on it. Like, I don't know, man. Make your own signs and hang them instead of fucking complaining.
News attention. CTV covered it, Global covered it, eventually the North Shore News covered it, after seeking the perspective of transphobes.
You gotta have all sides. The people who have a right to exist and the people who are trying to incite a genocide.
Yeah.
Wait, what has this got to do with that? We've already looked at it. What genocide are we talking about?
Of the history of that overpass. And that garnered a lot of news attention. CTV covered it.
They can tell you not to do the thing as long as it's applied evenly. Well, I mean, are they stopping people from pushing like pro-trans kids kind of shit?
Global covered it, eventually the North Shore News covered it, after seeking the perspective of transphobes.
You gotta have all sides. The people who have a right to exist.
So transphobes, nebulous group.
And the people who are trying to incite a genocide.
People just trying to exist and the people who want to genocide them. These people are gross, man. This creepy fuck, like, ugh.
Yeah.
You gotta have the genocide side of the argument, obviously.
Yeah, there is no trans genocide, you retard. Like, that makes the Palestine shit kind of even more crazy in a way. Like, I don't know. Irrespective of if you think there is a genocide going on in Palestine right now, who is a better case for being genocided? Palestinians or trans people? And this person is like suggesting that the people like protesting are the ones pushing like genocidal kind of shit. But there's no genocide of trans people. You're in fucking Canada. In what universe are trans people in Canada being fucking genocided?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know about that, but I guess you need to have an opposing argument, and otherwise it's not.
A safety concern? That's fine if it's a safety concern, but that's not really what these people are talking about.
Fun in the news.
Yeah, and that really kind of riled them up. There's a video that Rebel made of me going around about how I like lied about what happened at the Overpass to CTV, and it's like just the amount of time and effort they spent watching what was like a 30-second clip of me saying that this was unacceptable. It's just like profound.
Well, it was unacceptable. Nevertheless, you know what? It turns out that then we got a development just yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
What happened yesterday?
So, well, I should probably go back one more week. So I think it was May 4th. Was a very large rally on the Overpass, probably like 40 to 50 people. And that was not good. They kind of saw it as like sticking it to the man.
Oh, right.
And like they won.
Taking the power back.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a problem.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying about like blanket not letting anyone do that specifically. But they're all going on about hate speech and like invoking genocide and stuff. They're not talking about this being a safety concern. They're talking about this being like anti-trans rhetoric and shit.
And then yesterday, May 11th, I was concerned about what might happen because I knew that there were some people who were angry and maybe showing up to counter protests, which is, you know.
There had been a lot of talk about that. There had been some consideration about whether it's time to start counter protesting or whether it's important to give them a chance to get the message.
So I went down to the Overpass to see what was going on, to just kind of observe, maybe take some photos, see who's there. And as I was walking down the road, I came across several police officers, like 4 or 5 police officers, and
Ooh, that's a much better camera angle.
Maybe 1 or 2 people from the Ministry of Transportation, just kind of standing around.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Caleb, yeah.
So I went up to them and I asked them what was going on and what they were doing about the mess, because it was a small...
I don't like Canadian Brianna Brew. My therapist, Canadian Brianna Wu can't hurt you. Canadian Brianna Wu.
So I went up to them and I asked them what was going on and what they were doing about the mess, because there was a smaller Overpass rally yesterday. There were only about 10 of them, thankfully. And,
I'm glad we're getting all these different action shots of a balding man and a fat woman. Very important. We get different angles of 2 people sat in front of a hedge.
had a very long conversation with North Vancouver RCMP, someone from their outreach team, who informed me that if I was upset by hate, that meant that they won, and that I should just not be upset about it. And
Owned.
then they told me that the only way they could take action is if the mayor and the ministries involved had a court order. At that point, the RCMP would...
Listen, it's not often I see someone whose face is like so fat their like eyes are like shrunk into it. Like I thought my eyes were like small on my face. Which, bearing in mind I'm male and I try and look like a woman, that tends to be a side effect. But like, Jesus Christ.
have to enforce the court order.
Right, a court order.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
What did you find on the bridge, posted on the bridge after you spoke to police?
So after I spoke to police, I walked down onto the overpass and I saw a court order that had been issued May 11th in the Supreme Court of British Columbia, laminated and zip-tied on several points across both sides of the overpass, stating that no one was to occupy, loiter around, hang
Mary.
signs off
Thank you so much to Keller for the $30. Thank you.
of the overpass, as well as quite a large section of highway underneath the overpass.
Right. So basically all the land involved in the overpass concept.
Yeah, all the on-ramps are covered, like...
So I tweeted about that. I'll put a link to my tweet with the photos in the comment section somewhere. Look for it. It also said that you couldn't use the overpass property for any purpose other than what regular use of an overpass property is, which is transiting or resting while transiting or something like this. Basically, stop misusing provincial infrastructure to host up your awful, hateful signs, you bad people.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then what happened?
And then I just stood there and watched them and took some photos, and then they just spontaneously decided to leave.
Right. So when they saw that you had gone to see the court order and talked to the police,
All of a sudden,
they saw the part in the court order that says the police can arrest them, and they're gone. That's great. You know, that's really great. You know what? I have to.
Oh, well done. You solved transphobia forever. Debunking LGBTQ2 plus myths with UK Consul General. This was several years ago, so I expect the hairline to be much better here.
Okay, my name's Nicole Davison.
Oh wait, no, it's exactly the same. Ouch.
I'm the British Consul General here in Vancouver. We're making this video today to debunk some myths around being LGBTQ. Idaho...
Where's this music? Oh god, Idaho bit. Remember Idaho bit. International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. Fucking hell.
It is the day to do it, because for us, this means a day when we talk about...
Is this another one of those acronyms that, like, never took off? Hang on. You could do a whole stream on just stuff from Vancouver. Yaniv. Violent threats, Billboard Chris. Yeah, I've watched Billboard Chris a few times, yeah. Do they still have this? I guess they still do. Oh god, it's in a few days. I'm gonna have to do a special stream for Idaho bit, because we don't have enough international days of random fucking shit. Apparently it's currently Mental Health Awareness Week or month or some shit. So I look forward to all those like Facebook posts from insincere people who, when they actually come across someone with genuine mental health issues, run the other way, because that tends to be the case, unfortunately.
equality and...
Your work celebrates it. Oh, gross. I hate that kind of shit. It's like pandering. What does it actually mean? Oh, we have a day against being mean to trans. Like, who fucking cares? Like, stop pandering to us so much. Stop going on about it constantly. And maybe that'll... Well, it'll probably change nothing. But there's no point in doing this in the first fucking place.
And diversity and acceptance of both.
Yeah, biphobia. Very, very, very terrible thing that goes on all the time, always, totally.
Hey, my name's Morgane Oger. I'm the founder of the Morgane Oger Foundation in Vancouver, and I'm here to share some debunking on LGBTQ2 plus myths, and to debunking on LGBTQ2 plus myths,
LGBTQ+.
and to celebrate being out and there being a little bit less of a myth every year. Because you know what? Life is good.
Children are not old enough to know their gender identity.
Know their gender identity. Well, them knowing their gender identity is them internalizing like outside stimuli or whatever. If your kid, like the fucking shit, how am I putting this? The accepted wisdom from these kinds of people is your gender identity develops around the age of 3. Well, how much time have they been having things thrust towards them, being given to them, being presented to them, that is like very gendered, depending on whether they're a girl or a boy? Is that not going to influence it? We act like it's this kind of innate thing when it just isn't. Starting off with the kids. Yep, these people are like actually gross. Hang on. Want to make sure we get a good view of the balding man. The AGP smirk. Yep, always the way. Hi AJ, I hope you're good.
Really?
Apparently so.
That's interesting. My son knew
he was a boy at 2. Wow. Did you keep telling him he was a boy? Did you give him lots of boy stuff?
he was a boy, I think.
When did you know that you were a man who thinks he's a woman?
At 2.
When did you start identifying as a chinless wonder? Oh wait, you never had to. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of news to me. I knew my own gender identity pretty young too, and it wasn't of a boy.
Yeah, sure, bro. Sure, bro. Yeah, the kids know that they're like a boy or a girl at the age of like 2. Yeah, he had kids, bear in mind. Knew he was a girl, as if that's a thing that could possibly happen as a kid. But then, like, yeah, you should probably have some concept of what gender is before you can have a gender identity. Like, how much shit that's gendered are you getting presented with as a kid? Like, you're like learning your preferences for things. I don't know. Like, should there not be a big deal made about your identity as someone who likes certain food or dislikes other certain food? That's kind of the level I'm kind of putting it on. I think it's retarded. Such a girly fathered children. Yeah, fucking hell. Call himself a mom as well when you literally did the other thing. What is this, by the way? Can you see, like, these do not look normal. First off, they're quite far apart, which is quite normal for like a trans woman. They're a very strange shape. They're positioned very strangely, especially for someone this age. You'd expect them to be like sagging a bit. Something is wrong in this area for sure.
Hey, where does that come from? My understanding is actually that research shows that by 6 years old, gender identity is fixed.
Gender identity is fixed. But how the fuck can that be true? And like, gender fluidity, I guess, doesn't exist then. I don't know, bro. Gender identity, it's like pseudoscience. It's bullshit.
And or what is known, and that some people just take longer to grasp it, but that basically people know their age. Sexual orientation.
I don't think that's true at all. Even Marcy Bowers will openly say that there seems to be these cases of like teenage girls getting very rapidly onsetting gender dysphoria, almost as if ROGD is a thing that she hasn't been rallying against for however long, literally on her website. And then in the Brianna Wu conversation, perfectly describes what ROGD is. Are they fake? Is he stuffing it? It looks bizarre. I don't know what's going on there. I almost asked earlier if you think those are his. Most of these people get fucking boob jobs or put things in there. But gender identity is what you call yourself. It really isn't that deep. It's not innate. It's not fixed. Because I can decide tomorrow to call myself something else. It raises the question of how the fuck it works when it comes to detransitioners. When supposedly your gender identity was always fixed as that of the other sex. But then you detransition. Oh, suddenly it wasn't? Well, then how would you be able to tell whose gender identity is real and whose is wrong? You know what I mean? How do you tell whose is genuine and whose isn't? You can't. So why would you fucking transition a child?
Orientation is a choice.
Do you know what? There are times in my life when I wish it was a choice because I wouldn't have chosen it. But it most definitely isn't a choice. Just like you knew your gender identity very young.
Yeah, sexual orientation and gender identity are totally fucking comparable.
I knew my sexual orientation very young, and I definitely did not.
Yeah, listen, man nipples are like far apart. So like when you grow tits, they grow with like a gap. Like it's the same for me. I'm not obviously showing you. You're gonna have to imagine, but like it's just normal. If you're a trans woman, your tits probably have a larger gap between them than if you weren't trans. Children do know what sex they are. Yeah, and that's not the same as gender identity. That's a state of being. That's you being a certain sex and understanding that about yourself. Gender identity is pseudoscience. It's whack. It means nothing. It's what you call yourself.
Not choose it, although I've now learned to embrace it. Transitioning is as simple as one surgery.
I think transitioning is a misnomer, seeing as we decided now that it's just about identifying as something.
Yeah, one surgery.
Oh, my cone tits are valid. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Why do you conflate attraction to identity? Because they have to make identity seem like it's an actual thing, as opposed to just calling yourself something. Oh, we've got this bullshit. They didn't start transitioning in 1995. There is no way. A letter to the keep your hands off our kids. Yeah, you should keep your hands off other people's kids. That kind of shit piques people like nobody's business. Listen, there's one thing you should know about like wild animals. Is that a mother wild animal to a baby wild animal is not going to appreciate it if they find you messing with their baby. It's the same with parents. And the thing is, trans people don't reproduce. Trans isn't genetic. So you kind of have to mess with other people's kids in order to make more trans people. It's just gross. The children's music playing in the background is insidious. Yeah, it is. It's disgusting. Like, it's so weird. Like, is this aimed at kids? Neither of you are kids.
I started transitioning, you could say, in 1995.
Although I will say one thing. This was kind of normal, like, weird vlog music like 5 years ago, I guess. But it comes across really strange. It's a bit disgusting.
When I started trying to find the backbone to do it and to convince someone I could do it, and I finally completed the process.
Yeah, they're never like honest or clear about when they actually like just came out as trans. Ukulele xylophone core. What did you miss? We're listening to a balding man and a lesbian talk about stuff. I don't fucking know. This is the weirdest shit, man. Started cross-dressing at 95. Yeah. Don't you know, the government owns them. Oh yeah, true. And that's a good thing according to the oger here.
Of being publicly out or even being, transitioned in public in 2014.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't in 1995 then, was it, you fucking liar? Because it was in 2014.
Of being publicly out or...
So you came out in 2014, not 1995.
Even being, transitioned in public in 2014.
Find my backbone and courage. That was called a transvestite in 95. Yeah. They're just fucking lying. These people obscure this kind of shit because they think it makes them more genuine as a woman, when it's like, no, you're a man. You decided to start living in as much as you can as a woman and change your body in as much as you can to more resemble that of a woman. That's really what's going on. Donate now to the Morgane Foundation. Jesus.
14?
Yeah. 19 years.
At least the wig isn't off. It's not a wig. Like, who would buy a wig that's like this?
And there was a transsexual surgery in there, but that's actually not a prerequisite for being transgender. Transsexual surgeries or transition,
Okay, so what defines being trans? Is it just calling yourself a thing? Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They're unrelated, gay or lesbian.
Surgery is unrelated. I don't know about that, bro. Oh, it's so weird. And they never actually explain what it actually is, do they? It has to be as much mystique around it as possible. Now you just start calling yourself a woman as a man, and then you're a woman, apparently. I wonder why people might have a problem with that. If it was a wig, it'd pull the front down.
Individuals are sexually attracted to their heterosexual friends.
This is also one of my favourite assumptions. Guys, absolutely not.
Wait, so never? I imagine sometimes it probably happens, no? No?
No way. I mean, for one thing, it makes us sound completely indiscriminating, which we're not. You know, we are as discriminating as everybody else looking for a relationship or a partner. And the other thing, it's a pretty arrogant assumption, actually, for all my friends to, for people just to think that.
Listen, this one's a softball. Obviously, the average gay person isn't attracted to every single fucking man or woman or whatever.
It's just, no, absolutely not. Debunking that right here and now.
In same-sex relationships, one partner plays the masculine role and the other plays the feminine role.
Yeah, I mean, so a bit like the same sex being attracted to friends and what have you, that is a complete myth that we're asked time and again. You know, my partner and I was asked, well, who's the man, who's the woman? It doesn't come down to that at all. It comes down to who you are as an individual. We are who we are. And it's ridiculous to assume that you enter into a relationship trying to actually recreate a heterosexual relationship.
Can't help but call what I'm seeing he, male.
Because that's not necessarily what we're about, and it's just a complete fallacy that's a direction you knowingly go in.
Maybe I need a soundboard with like he's a man, but like soundboards are like a, you know, it's a slippery slope. If that's true, where and why would you draw the line at gender? Transracialism, transageism? Well, listen, someone called into my stream the other day, and I asked them, if you can identify as a different gender and that's valid, what's the difference between that and identifying as another race? Like, why is it treated one way for gender and a different way for race? His answer was that he was getting tired and didn't wish to continue the conversation. I'm wondering if I should post that as a video. I feel a bit mean, but like, it's not like their like actual identity is like anywhere on there. So I don't know, maybe. Man already has that. Yeah, I don't really want to fuck with soundboards too much. It's a fine line between throwing the odd fucking clip in there for comedic effect and becoming tipster, you know. Yeah, it's a Chud Logic quote, yeah.
I don't know what this means. All gay men are so extra?
Wait, if you don't know what it means, like, I know what it means. Every gay man is like, oh my god, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, just extra, darling. Obviously, they're not. Like, come on. Let's get into more of the weird trans shit. I don't care about this one.
I don't know what that means.
Is that a special...
Okay, these people are old, so they don't understand what extra means. I get it.
Straight cis
Oh, hi, Suzettas. Hope you're good.
term for super gay?
Race to some extent is arguably more fluid than sex gender. Well, it is, yeah. Like, I don't know. On my mum's side, I'm like very slightly Jamaican, but I'm like still clearly a white person. But everyone's race and like heritage is going to be a mixture of all different things, presumably. Or like most people's at least. Your sex or gender, I mean, your gender isn't a thing. Gender isn't innate, it's a social construct. Your sex is one or the other. You can't be like 95% sexed male and 5% sexed female. That doesn't exist. You can be 5% Jamaican and 95% British. You know what I mean?
Over the top?
Yeah,
Over the top?
Is extra like a modern word?
Yes, over the top. Fucking boomers. Get with the fucking times, man. They mean like flaming. They mean like fucking gay as fuck, you know? I am technically black, depending on... Well, I identify as black. Does that count? But that's the thing, like, with mixed race people, they tend to identify more with, like if they're half black, half white, generally I'll hear them being referred to as black rather than white. So, like, to what extent can I do that? You know, I'm joking. Listen, if you're black, I'm not claiming I'm anything like you. I'm a white person. I look like a white person. I get regarded as a white person. I have actually experienced racism like once or twice, but like not in a particularly threatening way or anything.
Is it like extra over the top? Oh.
I'm not 1/4. I am much, much less than 1/4. But I have like a bit of Jamaican heritage. A bit of Jamaican, a bit of German, I think a bit of Irish. I'm mostly British, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Because it sounds like extra the gay magazine.
Listen, I don't actually believe in transracialism. I just also don't really believe in transgender identity. So, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I think it means over the top, flamboyant.
I get the N-word pass. Fuck yeah. I'm going to use that. Never.
Right, thank you for that. No, that's just, no. I mean, you can have within every...
What? Every single gay person isn't flaming and extra as fuck?
person, be they straight or LGBTQ, you get all kinds of mannerisms and all kinds of behaviours, and that's exactly the same with gay men. So that is just a stereotype.
Yeah, you're half indigenous. Therefore, can you like identify as either? What percentage of like a race can you be before you can start identifying as that race? You know what I mean? What if you're about 25% of 4 different races? Which one do you identify as?
There's a whole group of gay men called straight acting, straight passing gay men who do everything they can to not be noticed as flamboyant because it makes them...
Yep, they're like gold dust. Like, fucking hell. You get one of them in the gay bar, all the twinks are after him.
Like Twitch.
Exactly.
Mask for mask. That kind of thing. Letting trans people using the bathroom, matching their gender identity is dangerous. Well, bathrooms can't match gender identities because bathrooms are sexed, but okay.
You know, in where I live in...
Listen. Are you female? Do you want to share a bathroom with the oger right here?
British Columbia, that was sorted out in the 90s. And my understanding is that we have...
Everyone originates from Africa, so we're all part black on some level. Our base, I'm definitely calling myself black from now on.
Like a lower rate of sexualized violence in bathrooms than anyone else, or no worse. This is a ludicrous argument. It's sexualized violence in bathrooms.
We have a lower rate of sexualized violence in bathrooms than anywhere else, or no worse. No, trans women are similar to men in this regard. This kind of shit almost never happens in general. Again, listen, we go for the softball ones. I preferred the ones about gender identity because that was actually kind of weird and egregious. There's almost no one that's actually like committing these kind of things in bathrooms. But I mean, a trans woman is more likely to do it than a woman. That is just true. I mean, I don't know. What do we want to go with? I've got quite a few examples. One of my favorites is always Katie Dolotovsky. Can you see that? Sexual assault in a female toilet. How many times has a woman sexually assaulted a young girl in a women's toilet? Like, it's rare for anyone. But you can't say the trans people have a lower rate or no worse than anyone else. No, it is worse than females. You gotta think of it as like a sex thing. You've got a male pattern of criminality when it comes to sexual assault. And then you got a female pattern. Trans men, women are not doing it at the same rates as males. And that includes trans women. I'm sorry, man. Look up the Ministry of Justice stats. How many incarcerated trans women are in there for sexual assault? But we're stipulating in bathrooms. And this shit almost never happens. Just in general.
Than anyone else, or no worse. This is a ludicrous argument.
Source? Hang on. Source? Was that quick enough?
It's not...
It's a ludicrous argument because I said so. I think your argument was kind of ludicrous, but okay.
Who you are that defines the risk.
I'm a quarter black Caribbean. I'm bald, but if I wear a curly wig, I just look black, light skin. Before I started shaving my head or box braids, someone called me a whole ebony. Wow, Jesus. Must have been strange. I passed a Soros, I hope you're good.
It's what you do, ultimately. As a matter of fact, that's the basis of law. That you shouldn't harm people, you shouldn't hurt people based on who they are. Discrimination.
Okay. How does it hurt trans women who are men, them going in the male bathroom? In what sense does it hurt them? Does it hurt your feelings because you can't pretend to be a woman in the instance anymore? Well, I don't know, man. You come to the UK, you're not a woman anyway because you're male. So, hey.
Based on who people are is basically what we have human rights law against.
Well, listen. A trans woman might assault a young girl in a toilet. But if you don't let that trans woman into that toilet, you're hurting their feelings. And that is hurtful to them. So we should allow that to continue.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, I mean, somebody made a very good point the other day that actually every bathroom in everyone's house is transgender.
What? Your bathroom in your house is not a fucking public space. Your bathroom in your house is not going to be accessed by literally any fucking Tom, Dick, and or Harry. Like, this is retard level. The UK Consul General. Like, what? Your personal toilet in your house is not the same fucking thing. Do you just fling your door open and let anyone use your fucking home toilet? Do you just let anyone visit your house? Or do you know everyone that comes into your house? They look like the one who's having trouble shaving their... Looking for trouble shaving their legs at the sink. Jesus. Gotta go find out now if my toilet is HSDS or AGP. Yeah, Jesus.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, I mean, somebody made a very good point the other day that actually every bathroom in everyone's house is transgender. So
the bathroom itself is transgender. What is going on here, man? Why do these people, like, say these things?
Why can't they be translated to public spaces?
Because you have control over who goes to the toilet in your house. And also, there's probably not more than one person in the fucking toilet at any given time.
I don't hope.
I actually do let every Tom, Dick, and Harry use my bathroom. It's giving back to the community. Well, listen, you're a bigger person than I, because ain't no one that I don't know coming into my bathroom. They'll probably judge me anyway. The real loser in this are all the public establishments who have to change the bathrooms into cubicles. They're expensive, better than having these incidents. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. We've got all this kerfuffle about the UK Supreme Court, so some places might have to do that, sure.
It means to me.
Just piss in the street like many Brits on a Friday or Saturday night. Listen, I've at least once seen someone pissing against my fucking wall. Like, as in this house. I once saw someone, they were probably about 10 feet away from where I'm sat, on the other side of the wall, just having a piss against it. Nasty. Don't do that. I'm sure I saw someone, there's a little kind of nook where my kitchen is, having a piss. That's my fucking house, bro. What are you doing?
That there's far too much homophobia, biphobia, and transphobia in the world, especially outside of my little cocoon where I live. And it reminds me that there are people out there, A, who need to hear the positive messages, and B, there are people out there who need encouragement, and encouragement that shows that actually you can live your life despite what you read, and life is good.
The thing is, these are the people that are like freaking out, all these trans and gay people who feel like they can't live their life or do anything or go anywhere. So that's nice. No, they went in my house. It was like outside my house. Yeah, there we go. Morgane Oger.